And hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Box Office Shuffle. It's time for season 2, episode 5. Where this week we watched, and now we're going to talk about Enemy at the Gates from 2001. Because this is Box Office Shuffle, where we take our physical media collections from our 3 hosts, put them in a shuffler, and watch a different movie to talk about roughly every other week. I'm one of your hosts, Thomas, aka Mr. Warburg. Joining me as always is Joe, aka Joe.
Hey.
And Chris, aka Gamma Caruchador.
Hello, can you tell I am speaking with a Russian accent right now?
It's about as much effort as went into the Russian accents in this movie altogether.
Yeah.
For a film based on a historical, nonfiction, even though there's some real iffy stuff in his book about the Battle of Stalingrad, there sure's not a whole lot of actual Russian going on.
No.
Very
Ed
light
Harris.
Russian.
Ed Harris just did his accent as a German soldier. He was just Ed Harris.
Yes. There's something for, escapism. Hey, we know these actors are not Russian. Right? No one's out here trying to be Gary Oldman in Call of Duty. But,
Right.
man, nobody even tried.
Right. And it's especially, you understand that they're not trying when when at the end, the one character that's, known to be able to translate German and stuff is listening to something that's in English and trying and saying that they're translating it for somebody, but it's supposed to be in German, and it's like you don't need to tell us what it is. You're just saying it in English.
Yes, it was
Ridiculous.
how you could have used the character to tell that, and then you just don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of one of her main parts, really.
Yeah, it's why she's in the
lead
story.
parts. Yeah.
Yep.
That is, but there's the potential for was she not actually a real sniper? There's a historical argument. Sure sounds like she wasn't, because there's no other confirmed historical accounts of women snipers at Stalingrad.
Right.
But so like I said, this is set during the real Battle of Stalingrad, which was the bloodiest battle potentially maybe of human history in terms of total loss of life, over 2.2 million roughly, give or take, which really puts into perspective, the Eastern Front was, as we said during our last war movie, which was also in my collection, the Eastern Front was some real bad shit. Just this battle alone was over 2 million casualties collectively. That's insane. And it did last, what was it? It was middle of July to the very beginning of February. So they got the dates right, at least, of the Battle of Stalingrad, which would have been pretty hard to get wrong. But wouldn't have been the most egregious thing I've ever seen in a historical adaptation. It was directed by Jean-Jacques Arnaud. I think I got his name right. It was released March 16th, 2001. I'm watching this, like I said, from my collection off the DVD, which is actually a double feature of Enemy at the Gates and Uncommon Valor with the late Gene Hackman, which I don't think I've ever actually watched. That one's a Vietnam flick. Here, the synopsis is Gene Hackman portrays Colonel Jason Rhodes, a man obsessed in this powerful action-packed adventure. He's searching for his son who was enlisted as missing in action in Vietnam. And he has a crew of ex-Marine guys that go with him to try to find the POWs. Yeah.
It's like a 70s movie, 80s movie or something?
I think it was released in the 90s. No, it was 80s. It was 1983.
Okay.
This is a double feature of movies 18 years apart.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Huh.
Paramount
It's
had
not
some. This is a Paramount double feature, so
Okay.
sometimes they just kind of threw shit at the wall.
I was like, oh.
Sometimes it's on
maybe?
point. They're both war movies, but
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not same director, is it?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay.
Because
I just
that
wondered,
one, they don't say.
Okay.
But my guess would be no, because I know I looked up this director's filmography, and we'll get into it here in a second, because I got to actually switch to the tab. He's probably this is definitely one of his bigger films in terms of the live action stuff. He also did a movie in the 80s with Sean Connery, The Name of the Rose. Yeah, that was a historical mystery film with Sean Connery. And he also did Two Brothers. It's that animated movie with the tiger cubs from 2004. That was the next thing he did after this. And then he
Tiger Cubs.
If you just look, I remember seeing this advertised because Guy Pearce is in it. Guy Pearce is the
Really?
bad guy from Iron Man 3, if you don't know
Oh.
his face. But yeah, he did a.
He
It's
was
like
in Memento, right? That's that guy.
Yes, he's a lead in that. It's a movie about like colonization and like coexistence with nature. Basically, this guy's a real French director. Let's put it that way.
Oh. Oh,
Yes.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, I remember it because I want to say there was a trailer on it for like. Remember that movie Secondhand Lions, Joe?
Dude,
Robert Duvall
yes.
and Michael
Yeah.
Caine.
that's not a terrible movie.
No. As a kid,
Michael
for a
Caine.
kids flick, that movie's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's right.
It's
It's
so
in the
good
pocket.
as a kid.
It's so good in the pocket of
yeah.
what it's trying to be.
Oh yeah.
It was around that time, I think, and I remember that that might have been the movie that this had a trailer for.
Hmm.
On the DVD trailers, that used to be a thing they would do. That's actually how I first found out they were making the new Star Trek movies, and Iron Man was the Transformers DVD had the trailers.
Oh shit! Let's
what?
go.
That's fair.
Yeah, and it was a great initial trailer because I think it's set to Iron Man, the song, and it's fantastic.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And the teaser for Star Trek is just somebody like welding on a ship as the theme slowly kicks up, and then it's Lemoy saying "Where no man has gone before." It's fucking
It's actually-
awesome.
Very good trailer.
Yeah,
I always
remember
forget
that.
that Chris Hemsworth is in the beginning
Right?
of the movie.
and they keep trying to go back to him for Star Trek 4, and it's never gonna
Yeah.
happen. It's never gonna
Which
happen.
here's a tangent of a tangent. I watched Transformers 1 over the
Oh
weekend.
no, it's
for
a
the
circle
first
back
time.
because I brought up Transformers.
That's true. That's true. But I thought he was great as Optimus Prime, and I didn't even realize it was him until like halfway through the movie.
Yeah,
I thought the acting was really good in that movie.
as a Brian, the guy that does Megatron in that movie. I've known him from other things.
Yeah, I can never remember his name.
It's a
but
3-name
he's
guy.
Miles Morales' dad.
Yes. Oh my God, what is his fucking name?
It's like Brian.
Brian
something.
Tyree Henry.
That sounds right.
Yeah, Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah,
That's
Brian
his name.
Tyree Henry.
I was
He's
right.
great.
Yeah, he was great in that movie.
Wait, he's the guy in Bullet
Yeah,
Train?
He's the guy with the Thomas the Tank Engine stickers.
I didn't
Oh my
even
God, I
realize
didn't know
that.
that
I
was.
love
Yeah.
his character in
He's
that
such a
movie.
great
So
character
good
in that.
He's so good.
He's fantastic in it. It's so
damn
good.
it.
He's
It's,
so good. He's my favorite character in that movie.
and that
Same.
movie's got a
Holy
lot of
shit.
great characters.
It does. It does.
Anyway, let's get back to the movie we're actually watching, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the box office in 2001 and let's shuffle it up
Yeah.
a bit. Huh?
Yeah. Let's go back and watch Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh,
Yes. Or,
so great. to
speaking
do.
of, also another 2001 movie that Rachel Weisz is in. Mummy Returns is that movie.
That's true.
Those
That's
are
true.
two films that year. All right, so the cast. We talked about the director, who, by the way,
Mhm.
bit of a problematic guy, and probably one of the reasons he stopped doing some stuff was that he tried to get Roman Polanski released in 2009. Roman Polanski, noted convicted felon of I guess I don't know what the French term would be. Maybe it was Swedish. I don't know what they call we use felons, but I don't know if they do.
Mhm.
And yeah, convicted of rape. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
good thing.
try to get that guy released. So that was not a great move, just as a human. Maybe
No.
don't do that. I don't know if that contributed to the fact he's only done really obscure French stuff since that Two Brothers movie and a few other small things, but wouldn't be shocked. He co-wrote this movie with his long-standing partner, Alain Goddard. I think maybe you say Alan, because he's also French. They've worked on a number of projects together. The score, which I realized halfway through, is James Horner. I should have probably watched the credits,
Yeah.
otherwise I probably would have clocked it. But you could just hear it. I was like, I know this goddamn horn medley. So
Yeah.
it's ingrained in my brain, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Part of it realized, wait a minute. It's a meme. It's like a meme theme that people started putting on Helldivers, like TikToks. And I was like, wait a minute. That's from Avatar in the first place. It's James Horner, because he did Avatar.
I could tell it was him because he does Magnificent Seven, the newest one,
Mhm.
and I really like that movie, and I have that soundtrack.
That had
on
to have
my
been one of
Spotify
his-
playlists.
Oh, nice.
That had to have been one of his last
So-
movies, didn't it?
2016 would have been then.
Yeah, because he died in 2015.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I actually remember that because that's why there are two people listed for the score of that film. It's James Horner and Simon.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a surprise that it was his last one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was his
Simon
last.
Frangen. Yeah,
Oh,
I remember seeing that in the behind the scenes because they had brought him back. Anton Fuqua had brought him back because he was super happy to work with him finally, and then he died during filming, so he wasn't able to finish the score.
Oh shit.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. And I said in the pre-show, he did the score for my favorite and possibly the best Star Trek of all time, The Wrath of Khan, which is a fantastic movie. And it doesn't have this like horn medley coming through it. I think it's a much better like, man, it really is a great score that doesn't really fall victim to a lot of, at least in my own recollection, a lot of his like, hey, let's just reuse themes from 10 years ago and see what happens. He does it a lot, which is fine. You have a style. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. But man, it's noticeable. All right, so that's the behind the scenes stuff, more or less. The cast. We have Jude Law as the lead, Vasily, which weirdly they misspell his name in the cast. I like credit. Like the guy's name's not spelled that way. He's a real dude. Vasily
Right.
Zaichev, I think is how they say the last name. Real sniper, credited with about 240 some kills during that brief period. He was an active sniper in the early part of World War II. I guess early on the Eastern Front, because it would have been 42 to 43. He was active before he was wounded. And yeah, he is, hero of the Soviet Union. And he actually lived and died only 11 days before the USSR officially collapsed. He made it almost all the way to the end. He's a hero of the Soviet Union. Joseph Fiennes plays his friend and comrade Danilov, who is obviously it's Ray Fiennes' brother. And I was reading his IMDb like, wait a minute, he did play Martin Luther. Because that was the year that Martin Luther movie came out, or a couple years later it would. And that's where I probably first saw Joseph Fiennes.
Hammering the note on the door, Martin Luther?
Yeah, like founder of like, the Lutheran faith.
Yeah, okay.
I remember we went and saw that movie for LYO, Lutheran Youth Organization, or maybe it was during my we were doing the what do you call those? Not is it catechism classes? I can't fucking remember.
Cataclysm
Oh.
classes?
Yeah.
No, it's like before you confirmed or whatever.
Yeah, confirmation. That's what it is.
Confirmation,
The other thing's,
Oh, okay.
I think, probably a
Yeah.
Catholic thing. I don't go to church anymore. Sue me. Sorry, I hit my mic stand.
God will sue you.
Rachel Weisz, as I mentioned, she plays the love interest, who was also a real person that may or may not have been a sniper. Probably not. May or may not have been involved with Vasily romantically. There's not a whole lot of actual research on that. Ron Perlman as a British, Australian, supposed to be Russian, but spent a lot of time in German character. And then lastly, well, there's also Bob Hoskins as Nikita Khrushchev. And then Ed
metal
Harris.
teeth.
Yeah, with all metal teeth.
With all metal
Yeah.
teeth. It's kind of badass.
It's like I was like, he was telling a story about it, and he hadn't gotten to the point yet. And I was like, why is Ron Perlman wearing a grill? What is
I know, I was like-
happening in this
It's
movie?
like, what is going on with that? I'm glad they explained it because I was very confused. I'm like, why is he rocking like the early
I thought he was doing
2000s
like a
grill?
Jaws impression from
Oh,
007.
Yeah, and the man with the golden
007.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like, what the freak?
Yeah, and then he has a, like, I mean, at the time, it wasn't awful CGI, because it wasn't one. When he's, like, jumping and he turns and the head goes back, very clearly shot on a green screen.
Yeah.
Damn. That's it.
Like the wall was lit completely different from him.
Yeah,
It's like
the rest of the actual shots like that were pretty
Yeah.
solid. Like, the actual
like all of the planes and stuff look pretty good.
the actual stuff around the battle, mostly good. Not super historically accurate. They didn't shoot, deserters. They were better equipped. They weren't like handing out like, hey, you have to like pick up your comrade's gun and then keep fighting. Like that, not a thing historically.
So just Call of Duty lied to
Did you
me.
call
Yes.
Duty lied to us, Tom?
So Call of Duty Finest Hour absolutely
You
aped the fuck
motherfucker.
out of this movie.
Yeah.
Don't believe it.
So
Don't believe it.
for
No, they did.
everybody
Super did.
who wasn't watching or in the Discord or anything, I as we were watching, I was in the text chat of like when we were doing this, and I was like, "Oh man, this really reminds me of Finest Hour." Oh yeah, they even do the shooting deserters as they jump off the boat.
Yes.
Wait, now they're giving them a gun and saying you have to be the like one who has a gun. This is just the same thing. And we had Joey found the video, and it is
like,
the exact same opening.
I remember
Ridiculous.
charging, and I had to find a gun, and I had ammo to piss me off.
Yeah,
And I was just like, okay, this is right. Then I was like, oh my god, I found it. That shot from the intro is just exact in the
We're
video
all just
game.
warped back to 2004 when that game released now. Like,
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, not very accurate, but it is what it is. It was an adaptation of a book that may or may not have been a particularly well-researched one. Not like it's awfully reviewed. I remember going to some history. I took some World War II stuff in college. This was not on the list, though, of like books to read. Just based on reviews that I was finding. Like, yeah, I wouldn't see this showing up as like an actual authoritative, a lot of primary source research document. Did some interviews, to be clear, but very, very few have been corroborated by other historians. So how much is it the interviews weren't lying and they were just poor human recollection versus poor research altogether? Could be a mix of both.
Yeah.
You see that a lot in oral history stuff. It happens. It's the nature of talking to humans. Sometimes we don't even know we're lying because our brains do stupid shit.
Right.
Yeah, I think that mostly hit my notes. Except, yeah, I specifically wrote, Perlman's accent is insane. It makes no sense.
It's just...
Like, half the time he's talking about a story like, wait, so now you're British? What the fuck did that come from?
I just love the fact that nobody tried in this
And it's like,
no one.
And his character's supposed to have been, like, studying in Germany. Like, that's a part of his character. He brings it up. That's why he was like, that's why he has the teeth fucked up, because they thought he was a spy who had to, like, escape back to Russia once they declared war. So it's like, yeah, that guy would have been in Germany a long time. Maybe enough to have a German accent, if you're going to do an accent. Definitely a Russian, though. Some kind of mix of both. Maybe you're fast-bendering and it's a mix of both. You know? Didn't even try.
No, it was...
Nobody did.
Yeah, every accent was everywhere. I'm like, oh, we're just going to speak plain. All right.
Which is fine.
Okay.
It's absolutely
It's
a
great,
technique of just play it straight. Let the costuming, let the atmosphere, let the music... let that fill in those gaps story-wise.
Yeah.
Completely fine. Yeah, Ron Perlman being British, Australian, supposed to be maybe some German and some Russian. Like, what are we doing?
Something. Just...
And I love Ron Perlman.
It was a
Ron
good thing
Perlman-
that green screen came up.
Yeah, Ron Perlman is awesome. Love that dude.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good.
But man, that was a
He's some of my
choice.
favorite characters. Like Hellboy, like Pacific Rim,
Yeah.
Halo.
Yeah,
Great
so good.
characters.
Great character guy.
Yeah.
That was weird. So critically, it's given like a 7 out of 10, but it's like now, I think I'd give it a 4. It is not a
Out of 10?
particularly well done World War II movie.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the love interest thing is like, if you'd focus just on the on the Battle of Stalingrad and the sniper duel, and the battle happening around this duel,
Agreed.
like do a little more historical, like the Operation Winter Storm. Have you guys heard of that? So basically, and this is very, very top, like very pulled way back take on the Battle of Stalingrad. But towards the middle to end of the battle, the Russian troops are able to encircle the main force of the German army surrounding Stalingrad. Kind of like envelop them around where they're trying to invade anyway, completely cutting off their supply lines. And it's a massive army. And it's actually Germany's like first real fuck up in the first 3 years of their blitzkrieg across Europe and then into Russia. And it takes like a month for them to like keep trying to like find ways to rescue this. I think it's the 6th Army it was. And they just can't eventually. And I want to say over like some 200,000 German soldiers were captured with that envelopment. And then they retreat. And it's like the first real black eye of like, oh crap, maybe the Nazis aren't going to rule the world because they held Stalingrad. Holy shit. Like, and like telling that around the sniper duel would have been really damn cool. But
Yeah, I really liked the cat and mouse part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there was a lot of filler that they tried to make you care about things, and it's just like, I don't.
Yeah, they have that Danilov guy give some like last speech from the heart about the failures of Soviet communism.
Yeah.
Why? What? All because he's heartbroken because a woman died that he thought he was in love with, who then loved his friend?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a bunch of convoluted horseshit.
The weirdest love triangle.
Very weird. Very weird. And you could even make it a point of it, like people do weird shit in war. Like that could be a point,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
They just don't explore it. So that's what I said. I would give this like a 4. What about you guys?
So a 2 out of 5. 2 stars.
Yeah, 2 out of 5. Yeah. To be clear. Yeah, using the letterbox. I got to remember letterbox. Because I wrote down the 5, 7 out of 10 because that's what's on the Wikipedia page. But
Yeah.
2 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd probably put it like a 2.5 star at best. I think 2's good. Like watchable one time, but that's it.
Mhm.
Kind of deal.
I gotta think about this a little more because I actually really enjoyed it. First time watching it, I was going through it. I think we have 3.5.
Okay. That's a,
Yeah.
that's a jump.
I would say like the first half of the movie is like a 3.5 to me. The second half of the movie is like a 2, maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
They dropped the second half, but the first half, that intro battle, like I loved all of that.
Yeah.
Them being in the fountain with all those bodies hiding, and he's like, "Can you shoot?" Like that entire thing was like, "This is great," and then it just got kind of out of hand.
And one thing I just remembered, that letter, did that ever come up again after he's like fiercely having that one lady type?
Nope. Not at all.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just a throwaway fucking scene.
Yeah.
That got me. I was
There's
like,
a
is this
lot
going to
of
come back
that.
up? Is the commissar going to come up and fucking shoot him with a revolver that has infinite ammo? What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, see, I saw that. I was counting the shots. I was just like, okay. So we shot like 10 shots into the water. I was like, the revolver. I was like, oh, God.
Ugh.
No.
If it
Yeah,
was a Luger, it might have, but I don't think it was. It was just
No.
it was a revolver, right?
Yeah, they would have to have a... Oh, God, I used to know my Russian guns. I can't remember. No, but on a side note of this, the Car 98 would have fucked up that dude's hand. That shoots a
Dude.
7.92. When it hits his hand, I'm like, that dude is handless and his gun's broke.
Yeah,
this
multiple
man is
fingers are gone.
useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it probably would have gone
Oh.
through his hand and then through his shoulder or something.
Dude.
Or
like,
the rifle. Like it would have ended up.
Right.
Yeah, it would have gone through because if he's holding it like this and it hit
Yeah.
like right here, the dude's fucking, the shit's blown up. It's
but like
No.
just he had like the littlest
I
of
know,
hole,
just a
and he
little-
just bandaged it up, and then he got his shoes shined, and then he's
Yeah, it's like,
fine
and
the
then
next day.
like, but every other shot is more or less like, oh, that guy's fucked.
yeah.
Like,
But the one
Yeah.
hand shot, I'm like, okay, so we shot a 22? What's going on
yeah,
here?
it
I was
really
like,
looked like maybe even a 243 would have, like, or 234, whatever's that
oh,
caliber.
dude.
That would have done more damage to
Well,
someone's
like-
hand.
Yes. Because, like, I've shot a 7.9. I shot a car, and it's gone through, like, railroad ties. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
this-
that's a high.
it doesn't fucking
rifle.
play around. No, Lord. No, it's
Yeah.
like, Jesus.
Yeah.
No.
But, so
Besides that, I
for-
think that's why it's a
Okay.
3.5.
So for me, this is a movie that is not staying in my collection. When I move,
Oh.
this is probably one I assume I just kind of like, it's in my collection because it was in my parents' collection. They probably bought it. Like, it has a Walmart sticker, so it was probably like a bargain bin, you know, like $3 pickup for 2
Yeah.
movies.
Gotcha.
It can just stay here.
Yeah.
I'm good. You know, I don't
Yeah.
need to bring it with me.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on Enemy at the Gates before we roll on through here to shuffle up another movie?
Ooh, I probably would add this to my collection, even though it's not in it. Just to kind of have it fill out the World War II movies I have.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, if my parents don't want to keep it, you can have it.
Sweet.
Or at least rip it if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say, because I brought this up during pre-show. Or maybe post-show. Post-watch party. This is, not the worst DVD art I've ever seen. because like it's just a basic sleeve case.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Oh, that's clean. That's
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah,
That's
and
super
like
clean.
it's clearly hardly ever been used because like that is a super clean
There's
DVD.
nothing on it,
Nothing
yeah.
on it.
That is just
Yeah.
a mirror when you reflect that shit.
Yep.
Like,
Put it
damn.
back in. All right.
Did you guys know that Ed Harris was in Game Change with Woody Harrelson? And Woody Harrelson was in Kingpin.
Yes!
Damn it. Yes! Connection to Kingpin.
There's our Kingpin. We're still at 1, everybody. We're still at 1.
Damn it, Chris.
The goal is to get higher than 1.
Yeah.
Come on, movies.
Have we had anything above a 1?
No.
I don't think we have.
Everything because
all comes
like
back
a
to
lot of the
Kingpin.
movies because a lot of the movies that we've had are like they're not present day like the last decade, which I feel like if you did that it would be harder to get away from Kingpin because Woody Harrelson, Bill Murray,
and
who
just
plays
the
the
Farrelly
Amish
brothers
guy?
all together.
Right,
Yeah.
the Farrelly brothers. Like it's hard to get away from Kingpin.
Okay,
It
and I
is-
gotta, as a podcast, I gotta explain this bit because so we watched Kingpin, which is a truly awful '90s comedy. It's that bowling movie with Woody Harrelson, Bill Murray. It's from the Farrelly brothers. It absolutely is a miss, and like Randy Quaid's in it too. And Chris has decided as a bit, we're going to see how many degrees of like Kevin Bacon style we can get from our current movie of the week to Kingpin, which is easily the worst movie we've ever watched so far in our.
And I do this to
17
spite
episodes.
Wartburg.
It's so
And
bad.
I'm so happy that he forgets every single week. I just bring it up.
I fucking loved it. I was like, wait, hold on.
Oh god, that movie
The
was
one
so
step. Oh,
fucking bad. Oh,
that one hurt. That one hurt.
it was awful. Do not.
I will keep
Don't even
Kingpin
listen.
relevant.
Don't even watch it for the laugh. It's awful. God,
Watch it
sucks.
as a meme from now on. Like,
Okay, I can see it as a meme.
Yeah.
yeah,
man,
watch it. Watch
fucking
it as
A.
if you were watching The Room.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah.
It's not even that level though. Like The Room is just start to finish awful. What makes Kingpin so bad is there's actually some stuff that's not, and it makes the rest look worse.
Like if they would have focused more on the bowling, it would have been so much better. But the whole
for
middle
sure.
part, I'm just like,
Like
this
tell a
is
Major League
killing
style
me.
parody comedy, but leave the sport like legit.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah, a replacements style,
Yes.
Yeah.
but for bowling, that would have been great.
Not weird, mean-spirited Fairley Brothers shit.
Dude, an Amish guy with a bowl cut being a
And
stripper. You guys don't like that?
It's bizarre. Just so weird. Anyway, let's talk about some movies I added to my collection that were really, really good.
Yeah.
If you guys have
Oh.
added anything, be sure to get them here before we get to our next
Not
one.
me.
I have not.
I'm adding these to the shuffler already. Blazing Saddles,
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
Inception.
Ooh.
No digital on that
Great.
one, but
All right.
not bad. And then Black Klansman is a great.
So good.
I think this, it's a Spike Lee film.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic movie.
Mm.
Of those three, only one I've watched.
Oh,
So
shit.
I'm
You've
excited.
never seen Inception?
I've only seen clips. It just was
Oh, shit, okay.
not a Nolan movie I wanted to watch at the time. I've wanted to, but because I was like, I want to watch it for something like this.
Okay.
That's
So I'm
that's
waiting.
honestly fair. I honestly was like, that's a Nolan movie I don't want to watch because I'm not a huge fan of Leonardo DiCaprio, but that movie it goes way beyond Leonardo DiCaprio. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's so
Oh, yeah.
good.
It's-
Tom Hardy's
Yeah.
so
Mm.
good. Elliot Page is fantastic. Like that's a fantastic movie. We spin the wheel and whatever it is, just say it's Inception.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough. Speaking of the wheel, let's show off our host wheel. Of course, this was my collection this week, Enemy at the Gates. So we're down to basically a coin flip / a spin of the wheel with a 50-50 chance of Joe and Gamma.
Ooh.
I will wait till it's roughly in the very middle before I hit the wheel. Here we go. Spinning.
Bring a bitch. What you do?
What's that Tom Hardy movie where he's like the old timey fighter?
It's gonna be Joe.
Oh God.
Oh,
We could be feasting. We could be sleeping. These are two options we have.
Yeah, Joey's
let's get
list,
that 4-hour movie that we're gonna.
Dude,
hate.
I'm excited to like maybe no.
Joey's list is extremely hit and miss.
Oh, it's so everywhere.
Yeah, it had
I
The
love it.
Godfather. Ugh.
Oh, you motherfucker.
It had The
I love
Godfather.
it.
Ugh.
Oh, you motherfucker.
It had The Godfather and Kingpin,
If I
and
could
Kingpin
close
was the
out of
better
this
movie.
Discord, I fucking would.
So again, just to reiterate for our podcast audience and vodcast audience, this is Box Office Shuffle, where we take our collections. Where you on the screen can see right now is Joey's like 270 movies in his list. Some franchised out, so like maybe it might be more, because we group them sometimes. Though he's listed Tremors all individually. It
Don't have them
happens.
all.
Doesn't have them all. That's true. Doesn't have them all. So we're gonna shuffle up, and then that's what we're gonna watch next week, or for our next episode, because it might be 2 weeks from now. We'll see what happens. And Joey, if you had to, like, this is one I want right now. Just scroll
There
through
Will Be
your
Blood.
list. What do you want?
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Okay, let's see what
Fucking
we
every
get.
day.
I just had somebody talking to me about There Will Be Blood in stream today,
Fucking good.
and how they was their favorite movie, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
mine.
got confused with the Javier Bardem one. I can't remember what it's called.
Annihilation.
Oh,
haven't seen this one.
Oh, that's the Natalie Portman one, right?
That's Alex Garland, I think, directed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
I actually wanted to see that, but I never got to
That is-
go see it in theaters.
Is that the one we're talking
DVD?
about, Joe?
Let me double check.
Because there might be other movies with the same name. Sometimes it happens.
True?
Like Avatar, which we brought up earlier. Which, even though the other one shouldn't exist. Technically, it
Yes,
does.
that's with
true.
Natalie Portman. Yep.
Excellent. So it's
Interesting.
What
Okay.
year? What year did that drop?
2000 or 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's about
I
an
remember
hour
it was
55 minutes.
close after Arrival. So because I saw Annihilation, I was like, oh, that looks like Arrival, and I really want to see that.
Dude,
I
Arrival
love Arrival.
fucking ruled, man. That was my
It's
first
great.
Denis movie. Awesome.
Oh, shit.
No, I don't care for Dune, but Arrival's great.
I still hate that you hate Dude, but you also hate The
It's-
Godfather, like with the
I
back.
know. It's like,
So,
And I hate Thor Ragnarok.
that's true. It's the
High five,
trifecta.
Chris.
It's the trifecta.
no.
I mean, I don't disagree on The Godfather. I think it's largely a bit of an overrated, though influential, to be sure, piece of filmmaking.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
As a movie going back now, though, if you don't already have a fondness for it, I don't entirely disagree. But that's a
Yeah.
different conversation. And we had that for our very first episode because we watched The Godfather as our first
I can
episode.
watch that.
You can go back and
see
watch.
how much I break Joey.
It's so good.
It's gonna give me gray hair out of nowhere. God damn.
So if you like this kind of conversation where we talk about our favorite movies or not our favorite movies, decidedly, you can hit the subscribe, the like, things that help the algorithm. We'd certainly appreciate it. I'm gonna be at least putting my score on Letterboxd. I don't know if you guys are. You don't have to.
I still need to make one.
still
I'm
No
do
pressure
need
at
to
all.
work this.
I just have been using it for a while now. I like doing
Fucking
it.
peer pressure me, Tom. Just fucking do it.
Yeah, hold me at gunpoint.
Yeah.
I don't think I can quite do that. So we'll be back.
It's just a 6-hour drive. Just bring a gun over state lines.
We will be back.
problem.
Oh, let me go back
That'll
to
be
the
fine.
to the main screen. There we go.
To the FBI that's listening to this is all for a joke. Please don't
This is
come
all-
after us.
It's all in GTA.
Yes, yeah, this all GTA roleplay.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, I think I saw one of my friends get online while we were recording to do some Red Dead roleplay.
Oh, really?
They're on an
Nice.
RP server. It's
Let's go.
very funny. When she was streaming it, it was pretty good. All right,
Aaron?
yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna get out of here, and then we'll be back roughly 2 weeks to watch Annihilation, which will be a much more modern movie than we've been doing of late.
Yeah.
This might be
this
hard,
could be.
everybody. This might be hard to bring to Kingpin.
It could be.
Do we want to
We'll
look
see.
at it now? Or
No,
no.
wait.
Let's wait.
We'll
We'll
wait
wait.
No, because you
wait
need
on
to
it.
be surprised
Yes.
again.
I promise I won't look it up.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think who else is in that movie. Let's see if I can guess it now, and then we'll go
Okay.
back and be like,
Um,
how did I do? Joey, give me the IMDb.
Yeah, who's the male? Is it like
I'm watching just Randy
It's
Quaid.
easier to do this.
is it John Hamm?
Not even Rotten Tomatoes. No.
Joey's Google is
So
failing me.
Natalie Portman, Jennifer. I can't say her last name. Lee. Oscar
You
Isaac
couldn't
for
pronounce
male.
Lee?
Yeah, Oscar Isaac's in it. Yeah.
Oh.
I think he's done. Has he done something with Harrelson? If anybody has, it's gonna be him.
Who might? I'm not seeing
You also
anything
have to
close
think
right away.
that
We might have a
Natalie
two.
Portman has been in
So many.
the Star Wars movies, which is going to be an easy way to connect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Harrelson.
But that
wasn't.
but it might be too.
Quaid wasn't.
This
Murray wasn't. Murray was. None of them were in Your Highness, were they? That's like a joke bit.
I don't know.
Who
don't
was
think
in
I don't know.
I've
Mars
never
Attacks?
watched it. I have
Is
no
Natalie
idea.
Portman's in it?
Yeah, she's a kid. That's one of her first movies,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Shit, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That might be
Were
kind of the
Randy
clue hole.
Quaid, Woody Harrelson, or Bill Murray
Quaid
in
might have.
any of
But I don't know.
the Marvel films that might have had Natalie Portman?
I don't know. I
don't
got
know.
nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing right
Come
now.
back on the next episode and we'll find out.
On the next episode of Box Office Shuffle, what is the answer to the
Yeah.
degrees of Kingpin?
For those who made it to the end,
To be
I actually
continued.
painted Russian soldiers.
Oh.
There you go.
Did you do that during the movie?
No, this is a long
Oh.
time ago. Oh, maybe I'll take pictures and send it. But
Yeah, that's pretty
Just
sick.
No.
dropping him off his phone.
as they're just, well, they're. But no.
Well, I think we've killed enough time to release this as a full episode now.
Yeah.
We'll be
Wait, we
back.
need like 17 more seconds. No, I'm
We're
just
good.
kidding.
We're good. We got at least 35 minutes, I think. And we'll see. what
Kingpin
happens.
always helps us make it a full.
It does,
It does.
God.
I still can't believe we watched that movie. That is the movie, audience, that made me go, all right, we need to clean up these lists.
Yeah, dude, that was so
You know what's crazy? I remember getting that movie pulled and being excited to watch it. And
Same
then-
here, because I remember the good
it
parts. And then
happened.
Well, I think at the time,
I watched it. I was like, fuck, this is so bad.
Bill Murray was on the New Heights podcast talking about it, and the Kelsey brothers loved it. So I was like, all right, I vibe with Jason
Oh,
Kelsey.
okay.
Maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's he's a few years older than me. It's like, but that's it. No. Nope. Hated it.
Yeah.
It's awful. Couldn't do it.
God.
All right, we're gonna get out of here now.
Yeah.
Now we're definitely over 35.
Now we're over the. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks
Annihilation.
for Annihilation.
Woo.
Sweet.
Me.